Good day, and welcome to the Ramashram Satsang Weekend Workshop, where in under 1 hour you will learn a modern satsang technique for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Eddie, and I will be introducing today's facilitator for this event. But first, I'd like to give you a brief introduction to this weekend workshop. If you'll direct your attention towards the screen, you'll see the first element, satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we can obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. No special physical ability is needed, nor is any prior spiritual accomplishment required. No prior experience to meditation is needed. It is effective for both the beginner and the advanced practitioner. Satsang consists of two words, sat and sang. Sat means positive energy, and sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. So the word satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. Next element, meditation. Meditation is an important element of satsang. When we meditate, we withdraw our consciousness from worldly objects and direct them inward towards a single thought. When we practice meditation, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure. Only then can we achieve higher states of consciousness where we can obtain peace, light, and love in our lives. Inner orientation. Satsang consists of two types of satsang. Inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending a pilgrimage. When we practice an outer satsang, we're able to modify our behavior. But only through the practice of inner satsang can we raise our level of consciousness to a degree where we can experience peace, light, and love in our lives. Group orientation. These weekend workshops are structured for group meditation and group participation. When you practice group meditation, our focus becomes increased and our progress along the spiritual path is expedited. When you attend weekly weekend workshops, the benefits of group meditation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All people wish to experience joy. Joy is the longing desire of the soul. But in the common case, joy can only be obtained through the practice of through spiritual practice. Inner happiness. When we practice meditation, our inner happiness is continually increased. Ultimately, inner happiness culminates in joy. The agenda. Today's session is divided into 3 sessions: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about satsang, the founder, or some related spiritual topic. During the practice session, instruction will be given on the meditation technique, followed by a period of practice. During the interactive session, you will be allowed, or you will be have the opportunity to ask questions, or there'll be a group or panel discussion. And now I'd like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He's the grandson of Guru Maharaj. At a very early age, he began to travel throughout India conducting satsang. Upon arriving to the United States, he began to adapt and modify the Ramashram satsang teachings so that it would be more accessible to Western audiences. Currently, he travels throughout the United States and India conducting satsang while performing his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us an ancient and rare satsang technique as taught by Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Thanks, Eddie. So yeah, happy Saturday to everyone. Luz, I think this is one good way to, welcome everyone, and irrespective of it's morning, afternoon, or even evening. Um, so yeah, it is a happy Saturday. So I was just thinking. So we are actually kicking off 2 things, or maybe 3. So one, in-person sessions. So November 5th and 6th, where we are celebrating Guru Maharaj's birthday. So that will be in Connecticut, Southbury, Connecticut. So it'll be, this session will be held online, but from Connecticut on November 5th. And I'm also planning December 3rd, which is my father's birthday, as well. So December 3rd, most probably in Richmond. The details are being worked out. So yeah, so one, finally after a while, some in-person, activities, and I was just looking at. So I don't know. Actually, I think I have not shared the. So Satsang overview booklet was distributed at the Jaipur Satsang in September. So that, I think, we should post at Meetup and other places, as well as share with all of you, for feedback too. And so another thing that kind of kicked off with the Jaipur session was this almost like a roadshow, inner peace through guided meditation. And obviously, we'll have to, so the way I'm looking at it, satsang is an overarching process, and you know it has multiple aspects, and then inner peace through guided meditation is one of the core tenets of satsang. So we are actually, as we speak, looking to have a booklet on inner peace through satsang. So that should hopefully come out before the November 5th session. And all of 23, basically, I'm thinking in person, hybrid sessions on inner peace. So we're looking at two more places in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad. London is also on the cards, Toronto, and I think if things go, actually, I haven't even planned it yet, but so in the north, no, actually in the east coast of US, north and south, we basically want to have multiple sessions to engage better. So I think the content and the engagement, I think, would be another focus as we do this. And so another thing I wanted was if we can, we record these sessions. So if everyone can think about one or two questions on inner peace, we could record that and then record some answers and use that as another content in YouTube and other places. So that would be after the session. And on inner peace, I was, you know, I mean, the format that we, uh, okay, it's like, if we're trying to find peace where it is not, how would we find it? Is where you start, and in the first realm, I think the issue is just where you are searching, and is that the right place? What you are doing, and would that result in what you're looking for? And then once you start upward journey through the pyramid, the first two are still the lunar phases where you don't have the inner light, and the next two, the top two, are where you actually now have the inner light that first helps you and then helps others. In the, you know, the lower two bands. So basically, I think the way I would describe this is, in the realm of the world, peace is like it's almost like yes, you might see some glimpses, but because we're doing the wrong things to find peace, we're looking in the wrong place, etc., etc. So you would like to accumulate wealth, or look for peace within your outer world, outer relationships. And so the key here is that how would you find peace if you're searching in the wrong place? And if the direction is wrong, then even if you go 100 miles an hour, you won't get there. The Once you take the first step towards peace, the first thing that helps is activity based meditation. Now, Eddie always talks about this when he describes the overview of satsang. So there is activity based meditation, and then there is deeper inner meditation. And Guru Maharaj, differentiated that in multiple ways. And I think we need to do more work to explain that. Activity based meditation, when you're just turning the corner, to give like your like mind control may not be the first step, and hence chanting and some activities which help you concentrate, help you focus, help you uh, you know prepare you towards a deeper meditation. So activity based meditation usually is, and I would just generalize it, it's a little more popular because you're doing something and you can uh, you know and you're doing something or the other in the world, so this just becomes the next logical step. Inner meditation, however, is, so activity based meditation, as my father used to describe, is like something where physical activity or the bodily, activity is still the primary and mind is secondary. When you go towards inner meditation, mind is primary, and the body and brain is secondary there. So, and as you move towards the realm of knowledge, your brain function, the dormant brain functions become prominent, and so brain activity becomes prominent, and mind and body activities become secondary. So very interesting way to look at that. Now, in terms of desires, emotions, so once you are in realm of life, strong desires, strong emotions, people, situations would continually affect inner peace. So you're pursuing it and probably doing the right thing, but it's only glimpses of peace, and lots of other things that shatter that peace. Once you get to the realm of mind, I think at some point it goes 50-50, where cloud of emotions appear and disappear, mind control challenges continue to be there, but this appearance and disappearance is more like, if it was cloudy before that, and now sun appears, then clouds, then so it's almost like sun does appear but doesn't stay, so that is what changes as we move towards the fourth and fifth realm. And one thing that I was remembering again was as you move further up, this, you know, in the realm of the world, peace does appear, but it's very, um, you know, uh, transient. Like it's it's literally glimpses. In the realm of life, it becomes a little more, you know, cloudy, but still you can see, you know, some uh, periods of sunshine. Realm of mind, it's like, you know, sunshine and cloudiness goes in and out, and then the sun, you know, sunny and bright up there. So one thing that I was thinking about was FIR, which we have discussed several times. So the thing is the frequency, the intensity, and the recovery time of things that shackle the inner peace. So the frequency, the intensity, and the recovery time, you know, that's what gets better and better. So, you know, so recovery time reduces when something happens. You recover very quickly. Frequency reduces, and intensity of the emotions and other things that cloud our inner peace. You know, so that intensity decreases. So anyway, we'll talk about questions on inner peace when we come back. But let's you know, so basically one of the biggest things that, so one, we start with the inner pursuit. You know, the meditation that we will do now is basically inward orientation is inbuilt in it. Deep meditation is inbuilt in it. And I think in some of the explanations, I'll have to say, I call it guided meditation still, but it's different than the spoon feeding or, you know, instructions as we meditate. It's instruction before, and then you go in. So it's guided, but in slightly different ways. So will have to be explained. So inner peace through this approach. So Guru Maharaj did not, you know, write. I mean, he wrote books and books, but his focus was, you know, practically implement this in your life. That's the focus. How and what needs to be done to implement, you know, this vertical growth, as well as, you know, trying to figure out all the necessary things that will help more enduring inner peace in our lives. So you start with a 15-minute meditation, which then gets supported by group meditation. Then it gets, you know, entrenched in the lifestyle a little more. And then, you know, even during the day and night, you have, you know, this seeps in certain ways to help, you know, more consistent, more deeper, more persistent inner peace. So that's what practice is the key here. Practical implementation is the key here. So all sessions, you know, you can talk, talk, and talk, but you have to experience it yourself. You have to practically pull this together for yourself. So that's what we will practice now. Just sit in a relaxed posture and eyes lightly closed. Try to keep your spine a little straight because the energy rises up there, and just think of this transcendental energy that's in form of light is right in front of us, right here with us, and it's entering. This light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are getting completely and totally immersed in this light. Mind wanders away, bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that we are getting completely immersed in this light. It's right here in front of us, and it's entering into our heart and then distributing throughout our body, and we're becoming one with this light. Now, mind wanders away, then bring it back to this. So we can do a lot of activity based things before and after. We transition in through music and transition out through music. But during the meditation and even during the music, all we have to try is to keep our focus on just observing this transcendental energy right in front of us in form of light, and that it's entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we're becoming one with this light. Let's start now. So happy Saturday, everyone. Pant, Eddie, Liz. So
Happy
Pant,
day to all.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
Saturday.
yeah, Liz got us started on this. Happy Saturday.
Because it is a happy Saturday indeed to be with all of you. It's so wonderful, my meditation friends.
Absolutely. No, it's so otherwise it's like you have to figure out it's good afternoon or good evening or good morning. So all that goes away.
And isn't that lovely that we don't have a time frame, that we can all just join at whatever time we are in, whatever time zone? It's so lovely, actually. It's like amazing, I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually
Go ahead.
I realized I went into a meeting Monday in the morning and I just like went in the meeting and I said happy Monday.
Excellent.
No, that doesn't work for me. Happy Mondays.
Same here, actually. I
Yeah,
get looks
Mondays.
like, what?
What? Yeah, I'm one of those who somehow I find like Mondays are the toughest days. And it turns out, I mean, I think it's your mindset that turns things too. It's like my Mondays oftentimes are like, whoa, what happened here? So, so Pant, what's on your mind? Pant?
Tell me, I think there was dropping off back and forth. Hello?
Oh, it's yeah, I can hear you now.
It was dropping off. I was watching on interesting YouTube uh, whether the meditation is a process or end state or both. That's
Mhm.
quite interesting one. And it could be both because to reach a particular state, you have to have a kind of process, right? Probably that could be activity based or thought based, but finally you need to reach to a state uh, with where both converges, right? Both has to converge and reach to a state. So there always be a contradicting and debatable point. It's both action and as well as to reach a state. So it was a good topic by one person there through YouTube.
Maybe I'm taking this on a tangent a little bit, but when I think about the definition of satsang as well as yoga,
Mhm.
what I find is that the the word or the satsang and yoga both describe a end state. So the destination, they describe the destination, but they are used to describe a process. So satsang, to be with sat, to be with the positive energy, to be with the unchanging, unwavering, peace, light, and love, is, say, if it's satsang, so that describes the destination. Yoga is like yog, when you and God are one. That, I think, is the definition of yoga. But then, if you really look at it, for all practical purposes, we utilize yoga and satsang to describe the process rather than the destination. So,
Interesting.
yeah. It's that one word is just the target state. See, and it is fascinating, right? Something that describes the destination, and that is also describing the process. So, as I think what you were describing is, um, it's it's almost like I was thinking about manifestation, right? What is manifestation? So I close my eyes and I think I am in amazingly wonderful island, which is beautiful, and I don't have to do anything. I'm just enjoying, right? That, and I want to manifest that, right? So, so it's actually, if you look at that process, it's like you think about the destination and you say, I want to manifest that, and you just go so deep that you feel that you are there already. uh, and what the manifestation theories describe is that if your conviction and if you start thinking on those lines, the internal and external energies would help you to actually manifest that. So it's
Yeah.
a lot of people don't believe in that, but I think what happens is, many I have read many self-help type of books and videos on the topic of, like, if you want to grow in your career, for example, or you have some growth and ambition. What you do is you put a vision board or and start thinking about, like, you close your eyes and you start thinking about, where do I want to be in 5 years, right? That's very common approach. And I think what happens is, if your um, if your goal becomes clearer, if you align yourself towards some goal and destination, then your thought processes, your actions, your research, your all this would get aligned towards that, in my view, and including your will and your inner strength. So the probability of hitting that goal becomes higher, because now you have visualized and you have um, and now if I take the usual turn and say, hey, this is what is satsang, right? You just visualize that you are in the ultimate energy space, and you are becoming that amazingly uplifting and positive energy, and you are that. And I was thinking about this Buddhist chant, Om So Hum. So that is what is me, right? I am that. Actually, that's how it is. I am that. Yeah, I am that. So if I decide and, you know, I just say, hey, I am that, then I will be that.
Maybe at that point, both process and destination.
Yeah, it's I mean, actually, when on YouTube, there's plenty of Om So Hum. I mean, it's just the serenity, the depth, and Om So Hum. So I am that. I mean, if you go with conviction, I am that, you will be that. Okay. So quickly, let me go around and we were thinking of questions on inner peace that you would be asking or you think we should answer for others.
Can I ask one?
Yeah.
So,
So hold on. So, Yuan, can you bring Ajita into like a main window or something? Then let her ask. Or we just record it here. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay.
cool. So I'm just thinking how to formulate this. But so one thing is inner peace, but when you see that a loved one is miserable, then sometimes it feels how can you simply detach from that aspect and attain inner peace for yourself while your loved one is kind of not feeling at peace and is miserable.
Wow. Wow. That's a phenomenal question. Um, so I'm just collecting these questions. We will, and these questions might become like a lot of good, not just food for thought for ourselves, but something that we can discuss in these sessions going forward. That's a very, very good one. We need to talk about that.
There's no innovation in this, it's just life experience.
I know. Totally, totally agree. Okay, go ahead.
So Ajita asked a very good question. I had something very similar on my mind as well. So in family situations, like you really can't choose um to be like you are at peace, but this your surrounding, there is negativity, there is conflict, there's misery. So you feel like your inner peace is being affected by it. So what are some of the tools or like what are some of the things that satsangis can do to sort of maintain that inner peace? Um, you are obviously going to be affected by external environment, by family. So it just becomes very, very hard, right? So what can we do in this situation?
Wow. So double down on it. Yeah. Good questions. Good set of questions. I'm thinking I should have done this a little more often sooner because these questions will probably become the foundation for talking about inner peace, and I think it'll help us get grounded here as well. So Eddie, what would be your question?
I think, if it's not necessarily a question, but it's something that you could present as to compare and contrast two different types of people, and then might be illustrative of the importance of peace and how we admire peace. And that is, if you take a thin-skinned person and compare them with a stoic person, the stoic person we generally, in the movies, they become our heroes. We say they are the cool people. They're unaffected and undisturbed by what's around them. Neither, getting too sad or too happy or joyous, but they're always even killed, right? They live their life in moderation and they become our heroes in that sense. And you compare them to the thin-skinned person, right? That is very emotional, not moderate at all. And so, what do we gravitate to? We gravitate to the stoic person, right? We sort of have this inherent sense that uh, that's where we should be. If someone is thin-skinned or very emotional, we tell them, "Hey, calm down, take it easy," right? Basically be more stoic. Don't be affected by your environment. There's this point of moderation within you. We call that peace, and that's where you have to be. That's essentially what we're saying to him. So, maybe that's something you could present, is that contrast between those two different types of people.
Wow. Yeah, that, yeah. So, uh, Luz, what would be your question?
I was trying to think of, first of all, I love all of these questions. They're just really fantastic. So thank you all. I was trying to think, I was moved a little bit by the discussion that we were having a little bit beforehand, before you asked, what we thought, what our questions would be. And this, just the topic of manifestation. One question that I have about manifestation that I have been struggling with is, sometimes you have to be careful with what you ask for. So what is the right thing to ask for when you want to manifest, actually? Because, you can manifest things and then be like, wow, I wish I hadn't wished for that. Or what is is there a right thing to want to manifest? We can want to manifest wealth, but will that make us happy? Is that or what about wealth versus spiritual elevation? Like, what are some, is there a right path when we're manifesting? And also how to clarify what we want, because I'm at the point in life where when I was younger, I wanted financial stability, and I wanted to be I wanted to be in a certain type of profession. And yay, I'm here. That's great. But now it's like, wait, I'm not necessarily fulfilled. So I have to go back to the drawing board, and I don't know what I want in 5 years. I can't create the vision board because I don't know, because I know how very important it is to have that vision. I don't want to mess it up, but in my worries or in my anxiety about creating the perfect vision, I don't do it. So anyway, those are my thoughts.
Fascinating. I think now I'm thinking again that, maybe I should have asked this much sooner, because it's, uh, I'm almost getting tempted to answer this one. But let's continue to collect these questions, because I think we'll come back to it. And Liz, what you ask is, in a way, not just relevant, but even, I think it is very, very core, to how we should approach spirituality versus worldly things, you know, and what should we even what should we really want to manifest? I think both those questions kind of relate to that, and it's I think Eddie and I have been discussing, some things around that and why, and that's a fascinating subject in itself. But yeah, we'll come back to that. So, Warren, what would be your question?
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
These are some really good questions. What came to my mind is the American way is bigger is better, but is bigger better? when it comes to living, I'm looking at a tiny home because I'm starting to realize that, can you really have peace in that big house, that 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom house? Do you really need all that room to have peace? Can you live in a 300 square feet space or 500 square feet space versus 1,200, 1,500 feet? Can you, or will you be more peaceful? In just a tiny home. Because as a kid, we always was taught, bigger than our mothers, bigger than our parents, bigger than our grandfathers, and but do we need that? How much space do you really need to be at peace?
Yeah, there is this whole minimalist concept that is evolving too.
Yes.
Yeah, and wow, another good question that is again very relevant to spiritual growth and
Just detaching from all those rooms that you don't need.
yeah,
Half the room that we don't even live in, we normally sit in one
so
chair or go to one kitchen corner. Yeah, can you detach from it?
yeah, so Rajat, before you go, what would be your question?
Uh, I think people have already asked the relevant questions.
That's an easy way out.
If we can address those questions, I think that's the key. How do you get there? How do you sustain it? Uh, you can ask the same question multiple different ways. But at the bottom, it's exactly the same goal that everybody is striving for, and the same question keeps manifesting in different, depending on the situation we are going through. Um, but I think the key is to define what inner peace is. How, why is it important? Um, how does it manifest? How to get there? How to sustain it? How does it make our life easier? Um, why is it so relevant in today's life? All these things, I think they have been asked. To be honest, I don't have a very different question.
Hmm.
But the more important thing is how do we answer these and how do we get to that state?
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, so Sangeeta ji, Meenakshi. Can't hear either of you for some reason.
So I have one question to ask, actually. Like some people think that they are already at peace, but you can make out from their behavior that they cannot. So should you convince them to search for inner peace, or should you just leave them to their state as it be?
Wow.
Mm.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Bye, Rajat. We'll see you later.
Namaskar.
Uh,
Bye bye, everyone.
so, hmm. I know a lot of people like that. Great question. Hmm. Great set of questions already. So, Meenakshi, what was your question? No audio? No audio for some reason. Wow. So audio disconnect and reconnect.
Can you hear me now, Chachaji?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pranam, Chachaji.
Namaskar.
I don't have any questions right now, but yeah, I would love to hear all the answers.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm outside, so yeah.
ठीक है. All right. तो चलो ठीक है फिर so I think we'll try to figure out, like, we'll bring these questions back into these sessions and start tackling and and maybe have some discussions around those in the next few sessions. All right, so happy Saturday and happy week ahead, and we'll look forward to seeing you all soon. Luz, Eddie, Warren, Shivangi, Ajita, Poonamji, KP Singh ji, Warren, Meenakshi. See you all soon.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Have
Eddie,
Yeah,
a
good
good
day.
day, everyone.
you too. You too.
Thank you
Take care.
so much. Have a beautiful rest of the weekend.
You too. You too. Take care. Namaskar. Namaskar, Meenakshi.